That? What the heck was that? What the heck was that? What the heck was that? So I just watched the Nintendo Switch 2 Direct. It was an hour of games and reveals and tech talk and stuff, and I gotta admit that I'm not really impressed.
But if it was PlayStation, you would have been fine with it, man. Ain't you the same dude that paid $70 for remasters and remakes, and yet you have a problem with what Nintendo's doing? Now, I'm not saying that you can't say anything about it, but I find it so funny that you PlayStation fanboys have a problem with the Nintendo Switch 2 about remasters and remakes and, raising up the price of games when you PlayStation fanboys have advocated for this.
I gotta admit that I'm honestly very, very disappointed. Because,
of course, because it doesn't have the PlayStation label.
While I still thought some stuff during this Direct was good,
He's salty.
I just didn't feel that raw excitement of a new console generation.
Uh-oh.
The best part of a new Nintendo or a new PlayStation or a new Xbox is always that big wow factor of, hey, here's the exclusive.
Nintendo Switch 2 games are $80. So you know what? They might have a $20 upgrade. I'm going to say that's pretty greedy, Nintendo. I mean, that's crazy. If that's what y'all trying to do, then I'm definitely buying your games on the buy two, you get one free program. Hopefully GameStop will stay around a little bit longer so I can take advantage of that. But yeah, that is pretty ridiculous. $80 for games. I did tell people that Nintendo might possibly try to raise the price of their games due to the Nintendo Switch cartridges because, let's be honest, guys, cartridges are very expensive to manufacture and make. So we knew when Tears of Kingdom did this, they really shouldn't be complaints. The fact that y'all went out there and bought that for $70, you should have put your foot down and say, no, Nintendo, we're not buying it. We're going to buy it for the $60 that the game's supposed to. Nope, you paid the $70, and now look at it. Now they're going to be pushing $80 in your face. Game Pass Ultimate is not looking that bad of a deal, ain't it?
Here's a new Zelda or a Mario or something that says, hey, here's the game that is so...
I mean, that is close to $100 for a video game. And you know what's even crazy? Most of these games, and probably the third party, this is bad, bro. If y'all really think that this is a good idea for gaming is becoming more expensive, and yet the games are becoming worse. But gaming has always kind of been expensive, even back with the N64, with games going upward to about what we're seeing now. So, to be honest, this is something, I guess, that was supposed to be expected, but yet you guys could have put your foot down and demanded, no, we're not supporting these things. Now, all of a sudden, now that it's getting worse, now y'all want to be like, no, this is getting crazy. They need to stop this. Well, I guess PlayStation and Microsoft will be following suit.
Much better, so much more beautiful, so much more fun. You gotta buy the new tech. And honestly, nothing in here really seemed that crazy.
Woo! What about Metroid Prime 4 at 4K 60 frames per second?
So, the games they did show, it was a lot of ports. There's a lot of games you have to pay to get them to look good. You have to buy. They're Nintendo Switch games.
Now we're starting to see why Microsoft is such a good company.
Being boosted on the Switch too. They just have to pay like $20 for an upgrade pack.
Yeah, they're probably going to do that because they're going to sit there and say $60 for the game that if you don't have it, and then $20, which would be the $80 version, to upgrade the game. So they might do two different versions, like I've said. They might have like the Switch 1 version and then the Switch 2 version where it's $80 and you get the patch and the update all through the cartridge. This is crazy, bro. And you know what's even more funny? Xbox and PC, they do these things entirely for free. But hey, what am I to say with these things? Aren't you the same guys that said, oh, well, Last of Us is just a $10 upgrade? Because when you guys support these practices, all you're really telling these companies that it's okay to get away with these things. Now all of a sudden y'all want to complain and cry, I'm tired of this, It went from $10 upgrades on Sony to $20 on Nintendo. Well, maybe you should have put your foot down and say we're not supporting these anti-consumer practices. Now everybody and their mama want to complain because the Nintendo Switch cartridges are going to be $80. Well, boo-hoo.
Let me talk about this because I didn't hate all of it, but I got to admit that this was not as impressive as any other Nintendo reveal ever. Hi, hope you're having a great day. And if Nintendo game would ever run at 4K 60 FPS, and yet here it is. Now, they're very clear about saying, okay, not every game's going to look this good.
And we know that. Only a very select few of titles. You know what I mean? Probably a very, very minuscule library of games are going to run at 120 on the Switch, too.
This is a game where specifically we're saying, hey, this is the Nintendo Switch 2 edition, but I've got to admit that even some Nintendo games hitting 4K 60.
But that probably explains as to why this game looks a little washed out. It looks a little dated. So Nintendo was able to pull a fast one with you guys. You know what I'm saying? I mean, it is what it is, bro. I guess the PS4 Pro was powerful enough to do the 4K 60 frames on a washed out looking game. I mean, I get where he's coming from. I understand the negative points, but like I said, where were these points in regards to PlayStation when they were out here doing Days Gone remaster, canceling all these games, and yet these games are coming out, but y'all have a problem with $80 of games. Y'all were paying $70 on Xbox and PlayStation. We told you guys gaming was gonna get more expensive. We told y'all. Now Xbox Game Pass Ultimate ain't looking like a bad deal after all, huh?
FPS or 1080p 120 FPS with HDR. This is going to be, honestly, the best Nintendo graphics ever, but also, in my opinion, the most
resolution doesn't equal graphics, but go ahead.
Immersive visuals, which to me is incredibly cool. But let's talk about it. So, the C button functionality. By far, one of the most excited about the fact that the Nintendo Switch 2 is finally going to be faster. I really did not like. Now, I'm not 100% sure about this, but I'm taking this as them saying, okay, there is now high-speed transfers, there's high-speed cards. The load times of the original Nintendo Switch have always been a personal gripe of mine. The other thing, part of the reason I felt like this was not entertaining to watch is that so much of it was an explanation about this mouse support, these new features. Switch 2 this is all stuff that is great, but this...
Yeah, I mean, Nintendo is adding a lot of things to their platform. You know, the build, it's kind of feeling more like a Sony product, but done by Nintendo. Built-in mic, 3D audio, you know what I'm saying? You got a nice gigabyte storage. So clearly that was going to raise the price. You know, we've had people say that, like I was one of the first people saying that it was going to be $400, but after seeing everything that Nintendo did, and then the 1080p screen, I think that's kind of what really gave it that additional $50. Because I really will say, if you take most of these features off, you probably would be looking at maybe a $349 or maybe a $400 system. You get what I'm saying? But you got the dock that supports 4K. There's a lot of stuff. Now, mind you, it's not that much in comparison to what you're getting on Xbox and PlayStation, but from a portable device, yes, you are getting a lot of things. And that's probably why the price of the Switch 2, and with the technology, with the little Joy-Cons and everything that they did, it's actually kind of affordable. You know what I'm saying? Because you got to look at all the features that they added onto with the Switch 1. You feel me? And they did add a lot of features. So with that being said, the price tag is kind of justified. I hate to say it.
This is the two things that really, really got me. Dock supports 4K, backwards compatible with Switch 1, both physical and digital, and base model has 256.
So that also means that, you know, the people that were saying, oh, we want better running versions of, you know, Switch 1 games on Switch 2. Well, guess what? Either companies patch it or you have to pay. You know what I'm saying? Y'all really thought you was going to get through this scot-free like the Xbox? Oh, we make sure we give our customers the free updates. Y'all really thought y'all were going to get that on Switch 2? Oh, no. If third party decide to do it, they're going to be like $10 patch update. We see Nintendo doing it. So you're going to still be playing the same level of Switch games without the patch and update. No different than you was playing on the Switch 1. Yeah, that's going to really throw a lot of people off, man, because a lot of people are going to be like, well, you know, I want the Switch 1 games to look even better on the Switch 2, but clearly Nintendo ain't doing that for free unless you're trying to pay. So, yeah. So, I mean, like I said, man, Xbox is really good with this.
Gigs of storage. That is 8 times bigger than the basic storage of the Switch 1. I
told y'all
the most annoyed about.
Game still with another dub. I told y'all they were going to do this. I told y'all know I said they're going to make Switch 2 versions of Breath of Wild and Tears of the Kingdom, and look what they did. Oh, but I'm not paying $20 for the upgrade. I'm sorry. I'm not. You guys can, but I've already played these games, and I wasn't the biggest fan of these games anyway. Enhanced visuals, I told you it was going to be Breath of Wild and Tears of the Kingdom. We're going to do both versions, and then we're going to charge you for the frame rate and visual upgrade. I told y'all this. You know what I mean? The only thing I got wrong was with the Mario Kart World, but I didn't know they were going to go that ambitious with it. And also the price tag, because I didn't know they were going to put that many features in this damn thing. But they did. So clearly, I was still kind of right on the money when it came to predicting what's going to go on with the Nintendo Switch 2.
$20, $30. I mean, I just can't imagine this is going to be $10. They haven't said the price, but this should be free.
I think it. Hold on, what?
And it sounds like this is going to cost you money. This is going to cost you $20, $30. I mean, I just can't imagine this is going to be $10. They haven't said the price, but this should be free. I'm just going to say it 100%.
Oh, really? Listen, now if you was an Xbox fan or a PC gamer, I'd be right there with your Dreamcast guy. But you're a PlayStation pony. Now, mind you, you are correct. You know, I would agree. I don't think nobody would sit there and disagree and say that it shouldn't be free. But ain't you the same guy that paid $70 for a remaster and a remake? Ain't you the same dude that told him, oh, you know, Last of Us 2, Day Gone, Damage Control, I paid a $10 upgrade? Ain't you the same dude that advocated for upgrading your PlayStation 4 games to the PS5? And now you want to sit there and say, oh, this ain't worth the money. Why? Because it ain't the type of games that you would want to buy? Or these ain't the type of games that you want to upgrade? This is what I'm trying to say. Keep things consistent. When you go out there and you support other things on PlayStation and then you have a problem with what Nintendo's doing, it makes you look like a hypocrite. Now, mind you, I've never advocated for this. I might have told y'all this was happening, but I never advocated, so I love updating and upgrading my game. So people can't use that against me, but I agree. It should be free.
This should be free. If you bought a PlayStation 5 Pro and you buy a game, then you...
No. Don't use the Pro as an excuse. Because Last of Us Part 2 Remastered, regardless if it's Pro Enhanced or not, you still got to pay the $10 for that upgrade, buddy. Don't sit there and come here capping for this, bruh. Because we all know what you're doing right now. Let's go. Let's hear that again.
Price, but this should be free. I'm just going to say it 100%. This should be free. If you bought a PlayStation 5 Pro and you buy a game, then you get the Pro patch.
That's not true. That is not true for every single game, mind you. You know what I mean? You even got Sony ain't even doing with MLB. You even got Sony ain't even doing with their own games. What are you talking about, bruh? I mean, Avatar's Pro Enhanced and the game runs worse on the Pro than it did on the base model PS5. And this is what we're talking about. Bro, you know what? Go ahead. I'm not even going to say anything.
This, to me, this seems super bizarre. Even PlayStation 2, PlayStation 4, like every time you would get a free upgrade. You put a PlayStation 4 game into a PlayStation 5.
That is not true. You is lying, bruh. When you bought the PS3 version of Call of Duty Ghosts, how much money did you have to pay to upgrade? Ding, 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 ding. Good answer, Carl. You had to pay the $10. What is you talking about, bro? The only company giving out free updates and upgrades is Xbox. Y'all know this. Cut the cap, bruh.
It automatically...
You've never seen Gears 5, Killer Instinct. All these games got enhanced on the Series X entirely for free. Sea of Thieves, any Xbox game you can think of that they decided to update and upgrade for free. Gears of War 1 on the 360's 4K 60. I haven't need to pay a dime for it. What are you talking about?
It boosts it. That's just how it works. Paying for the upgrade pack? I don't know, man. To me,
You've done it on PlayStation, though. See, this is the problem I have with this video. I don't have a problem with people, chiming in and saying how they feel because I'm here with you, buddy. But you paid for this on PlayStation, and now you got a problem that Nintendo's doing it. Like, what are we doing here, man? This is the definition of hypocrisy.
Feels really crummy and pinchery.
Oh, really? You want to talk about penny pinching when you out here playing on the Penny Station 5. The penny pinching 5. Really? Oh, that's penny pinching. But you bought every remaster and remake on your PS5 and every $10 upgrade that came to your console. And now you want to talk about penny pinching. Nintendo, you penny pinching. But when it's Sony, oh no, Sony ain't even be doing anything. And y'all be like, oh, Sony's okay. They're doing fine. You know what I mean? Like I said, at least these weren't all the games. Like I said, if this is what Nintendo Switch 2 was showcasing, then I would have been like, okay, y'all really, I knew y'all was going to do this, but y'all really putting this as the forefront? Yeah, I'm not rocking with you. But that wasn't the case, though. They did have a few games that they've shown. The new Donkey Kong, the Mario Kart World. Now, I don't know if these games are cross-gen, but still, they're new games nonetheless.
for no reason. It just feels like, hey, thanks for selling 36 million copies of Breath of the Wild. Now can we get 10% of those people to pay an extra $20 for a game they already own to get a graphics patch? That to me feels incredibly scummy.
I agree.
Let me talk about something I am excited about, though, which is GameCube.
But you don't think this is scummy, though? You know what I mean? That whole Wind Waker HD collection y'all was waiting for, this is what Nintendo was willing to do. All those GameCube games y'all were talking about, Nintendo was never going to put those games on the Switch through a physical media. They were going to push it through the subscription service. Y'all should have known better, okay? For all the Wind Waker fans, and, you know, like I said, y'all can't cap for this. This is stupid.
Into environments, he's pulling stuff up, he's destroying stuff. This looks like you're actually going to be able to, I don't know.
Really... I don't like the artistic design of Donkey Kong. Like I said, if I'm going to be critical, that 2D stage look kind of cool, though. But we'll see how the 3D play out.
Choose how you want to play levels. Full destructibility to everything looks incredibly fun. I'm going to see about this. I'm not the biggest Donkey Kong fan, so I'm not even promising I'm going to buy this one, but it definitely has my attention more than other stuff. This was the #1 game that I had my jaw on the floor about. It basically looks like Bloodborne 2.
Yep, the game y'all didn't get. They're like, yo, we're going to put this on Switch too, man. There you go. There's your Bloodborne sequel. They put it on the Switch too instead. You know, I thought Sony had some shares in From Software. Well, there it is.
I mean, 100%.
Crazy.
It looks like Bloodborne 2. It's called...
Wow, they made Bloodborne 2 for the Switch. Well, y'all out here crying for a remake. You know, From Software, they always treat PlayStation with the most utmost priority, and they made Bloodborne 2 for the Switch.
Dusk Bloods. It's
crazy, bro.
A guy with blood magic.
Go buy a Switch, man. Honestly, it does. This looks like a game. No, let's be honest, guys. That would have dropped on PlayStation. And that is crazy that they decided to make it. It might come to platforms later on. But it's just crazy that they decided to say, nah, Switch 2 exclusive. Crazy work from Software, man. Especially considering that you guys have been, bawling your eyes out for a new Bloodborne 2 and out here giving it to the Switch. Yo, this is crazy, man. Bro, right here, man, I started laughing when I saw this reveal, bro. I'm like, yo, watch all these ponies get mad. That's my game! That's my game! That should have been on us! We got the hardware! They out here put it on the Switch, too! That is our game! That is Bloodborne 2! Out here, they probably gonna have a 60th. Y'all got played.
This kind of seems like a game. I think some From Software fans are going to buy a Switch.
But they probably, we'll see. We'll see if they'll buy a Switch for this.
Just because they want to play this.
It's probably going to be capped at 30, but like I said.
Okay, let's talk about the 80 ports.
Oh, yeah.
Part of the reason I felt like this wasn't super fun to watch is the amount of times where it's like, hey, here's a game you beat.
But I'm not impressed with this. I'm going to be honest. So I get where Dreamcast guy is coming from, but I just don't understand it from a pony's perspective. Now, I kind of knew this was coming, considering that, what Square said. Hey, look at that. There's your PlayStation games on the Nintendo Switch. The Switch has the power of the PS4 Pro. They're like, oh, we can get this. I mean, like I said, I'm not the biggest fan of these games. So I really don't care, honestly. But, I mean, if you haven't played these games already, I guess you're going to like it on the Switch. I guess, right? I mean, it's not like it's the worst game in the world, but still. So if it's coming to Switch, it's coming to Xbox.
4 years ago, this came out in 2020. Now you can play it again on the Nintendo Switch 2.
For $80.
Cyberpunk coming there. Yay, that's great. Another game that came out 5 years ago. There was some new stuff.
Yeah, hold on. Bro, I like how he's talking about, Cyberpunk coming. I mean, that is a pretty big deal. You know what I mean? Cyberpunk is a very big game. I mean, like I said, Switch owners, if you haven't bought a next-gen system, or should I say current gen, you're going to be excited for some of these games. You know what I mean? You didn't play them, but I get where he's coming from. If he was playing these games on the Xbox and the PS5, now mind you, if I'm like a big mega fan, now hopefully Ninja Gaiden 4 will go to it. But like I said, if you're a big mega fan, then I can see why you would buy it again. You get what I'm saying? The only game I want really for the Switch 2 is the Donkey Kong and the Mario Kart 8. I'm sorry, 8. Mario Kart, what is it, World. That's about it, bro. You know what I'm saying? So I guess I'm spending $450 on a console for 2 games, and maybe I might have to go through with the Metroid 2 just because that's all they're really gonna have. I mean, I get it. The library is very lackluster if you look at it from the perspective if you was playing these games already on a PS5 or an Xbox Series. I get it. It's still gonna be an inferior version to those platforms. So I get it, but you're getting it in portable. So unless you're the biggest Mega fan and you love Hogwarts Legacy, and you love all these other games and you want them in portable form, I guess, you'll probably get a solid version of NBA 2K and Madden now since it'll be the PS4 equivalent. I guess it's good, but for people that have already been comfortable playing these games already, there's nothing really too special with what the Switch 2 showed. I know I said it was a 10 out of 10, but that's just because Nintendo showed games. You know what I'm saying? That's it. They got Kirby, they got the new From Software, you got Mario Kart World. Even if you look past all those other things, even if you look past all the bad elements, there was still a lot of positivities with the show. Now, mind you, it wasn't the greatest. I said it was a 9 out of 10, but that's because Sony ain't doing anything. It probably really is just a 7 and an 8, honestly. But like I said, the $80 games, I mean, so that's going to throw, and that's kind of, probably more of a 7 out of 10, guys. If you really break, I didn't know about the $80 games. So, so each their own is whatever, but like I said, I'm going to get one. You know what I mean? They put a lot of technology in it. We'll see how it goes. I already know most of your controllers and accessories ain't going to be carried over. So it's not full backwards compatible like people may think. But yeah, I mean, I don't know what to tell y'all, man. These are things that you guys have advocated for. These are the things that, and now y'all want to complain. So, but that's fine, because as long as GameStop's still around, I'll make sure I get those games on a buy two, get one free. Hopefully you guys enjoyed this video. Take care. Peace out.